welcome back. Thank you for joining us here with Tim and Jonathan. How are you guys?
Good. How are you?
Very, very good. Very, very cheap.
How are you, Tim?
Yeah, fine.
There's been quite a lot going on. I've taken a Russian city and all-out war with Russia. They've sent tanks at me. We'll have a look at that in a minute. But what has been going on with you, Tim?
I can't remember the last thing I've covered. So, so I took the city off of Australia, Makassar, and I am currently trying to take Surabaya off him. He's got a stack there, but I'm struggling to locate the troops because I didn't see exactly what order they took these provinces in. I went to attack the city. When I checked back a few hours later, he'd taken these provinces around it. So I'm kind of just playing Minesweeper and trying to find the troops. He might just be heading further along the island to the west, though. I'm not quite sure. I don't know if you've got planes free to like scout it out. Got 6 or 7 infantry somewhere along there.
He's definitely headed west because he's taken these 2 new provinces and he's taken this eastern one. You should just like go in and hug right next to the coastline. You'd be able to hit quite a lot of area that way. He's still got.
Just I can't detect them. That's all.
Yeah.
The ship radar doesn't pick up troops, so.
Oh, okay. Well, that's annoying.
And he picks up armor. So
he's still got an air superiority there, so I'm currently moving a SAM turret there to intercept.
No.
He took down. I just had 1 strike there, and he took it down, unfortunately. And my air superiority is just too weak to do anything.
Oh, what? In the Indonesia air super?
Yeah. So he's obviously logged back onto the game, or the computer's taken over and decided to take down my plane. That was a little bit annoying. And we can see China's got an air superiority hovering as well.
Yeah, that's a pain, that one, just there. Just got to avoid it, really. We've got to bring it down at some point. Although it would be brought down if you take out the airport it's using, I guess.
Yeah.
What airport is it using? Oh, Beijing, right. Yeah, that's fine. I was going to send over a SAM turret, but you'll get there beforehand.
Oh yeah, that's fine. It'll ground it, won't it?
Yeah, it should do. Made pretty good progress in China. Just, I don't know, probably, a day until that's all taken.
Nice.
Yeah, exactly.
And then, just move on to Korea. We've cleaned this area up pretty well.
Yeah, that'll be nice when you've closed off that war with China. They've got a few tiles, North Korea, haven't they? That'll take a war off my books because I've got a war that I've started that I don't think it will ever end with Russia. I mean, it's going to take so long to go east. I'll definitely need a bit of help with that, I think. But then you'll have to know that you're going into a war that will never end as well. I think we're going to have to do it. Maybe.
I think you need to make slow progress and just take a province at a time. Because what was it you were saying just now? They're building airfields wherever they can to try and fly in troops. Don't know if I mentioned it last episode, but yeah, that's what he's using Mongolia and Kazakhstan's land for. So it's not too surprising that they're trying to do that. He's built none of his own so far, so it's a little bit desperate.
So there's quite a lot. You have to forgive my cough here. There's been quite a lot going on. He sent 3 main battle tanks at me when I was in Kazakhstan's capital, and they were just coming in one at a time, there, and I was just hitting them with my strikes, with a stack of 5 strikes. They're going to take out this airfield in the bottom right-hand corner of Kazakhstan's land, which is now operational. I don't know if they realise it, but when you've got 4 hit points or 41% complete, you can start using it. And Kazakhstan, like Jonathan said, they've been building airports all over. 3 have taken out around this sort of area. And they're just desperately trying to get Russia to fly in troops to help them, which Russia is more than happy to do. I think they're trying to have a crack at my homeland, but they're so far away now. It's going to take a very, very long time for them to get there. So that's good at least. And I'm going for I've got this airport in the north of Kazakhstan on their capital, level 2, a little bit damaged, but very operational. And I'm building one. I've taken one of Russia's cities, which is hilarious. Did I? Oh, I don't know if I showed the messages I got from Russia. Let me show everyone just in case. Russia. Okay. He doesn't want me to attack Kazakhstan, suggesting it could be some sort of tampon zone. Do I agree? I just ignore him. And then he said, I warned you, but you don't listen. And then he sent one main battle tank has gone in towards his homeland, but 3 he just sent at me. And we did say that in the last episode. I can't remember where it cut out, but I thought he might have been rocking main battles, because it looks like he's just stampeded into people's places and they just haven't stood a chance, really, because it's a big unit with an awful lot of health.
It's the same old story. We've got strike fighters and he doesn't have anti-air, and the main battle tanks have got even less air defense than normal troops. In fact, I don't think they have any at all.
They've got 0 against planes and they've got a little bit against helicopters. So yeah, they did nothing to my planes. My planes took them out quite easily, and I had loads of time and loads of space to see them coming. If he'd popped out,
even at max level, they've got no defense against planes. So
they were level 3
yeah,
that he sent at me, which is quite high level.
Well, yeah. Armored fighting, on the other hand, does have defense against planes, even from level 1.
Yeah, 1 defense against both, and then level 2 defense points. This tile that I've taken in Russia, just below the city that I've taken, massive tile, I'm building an airport on there, because that'll give my strikes the ability to hit Nizhny, Novgorod and Volgograd. And I've got 2 troops going in to see if we can take it, because I did one. You never know, but there is a main battle tank on Nizhny, or it may have gone through to Moscow. Could possibly hit Moscow, so looking at my options of a deep strike, just to see what damage I can do until I can get a main sort of stack built up. It's going to have to be really resilient to be able to stand up to the Russian homeland, because there's all his allies in Europe. He's got an awful lot of allies. Italy, Spain is one. Is it Romania as well? Look, Italy's all the way up here. So we're going to have a hell of a fight on our hands, I think, actually, before long. Once Europe, the rest of his clan, realises that we're sort of cracking into them. So the other reserve plan is, you can see I've got a troop in the northwest making for Kazakhstan city with an airport. That's my reserve airport. But when I was going towards one of his cities before, he sold all his stuff before I got there and took it over. So we'll see. But I'm not far away. I'm probably about an hour. Let's have a look.
Oh yeah, it looks like you're rushing for now. So
yeah.
Don't forget about that troop.
No, I won't. An hour, but yeah, an hour and 42 away from there. So that's when I can start sending my strikes in. And after these strikes have been on that airport down there, I'm going to patrol them over here so they're ready. And then I might be able to start hitting some of their home cities. I mean, so if you have a look east of Moscow, they've actually got an operational airbase. And that is one that I put my agents on last night, and it did take it out, but they've started building it again today. So that was a really worthwhile exercise, because it basically stopped Russia from being able to send any troops over, I think, or use any planes. They've got an airport in Kiev still. Have any of you got any money for an agent yet?
No. Only got a few thousand.
I've got 15,000, so I can buy one.
I need an agent on Kiev to try and sabotage the airbase. I've got 2 agents on the one closer that's being built, and the 2 agents only did 5 damage last time, but it was enough to stop it, and it took it down to 1 hit point.
Okay, what, are you going to stick 2 agents on Kiev and I'll stick 1?
No, I've got 2 agents on the airfield east of Moscow.
Right. I might just stick a third one on there then, because one agent doesn't usually do a lot.
Yeah. What? Yeah, two agents is guaranteed to take out 5 hit points. I thought I had a third agent, It might have bitten the dust on Kiev.
I think for me, it might just be worth saving up a bit more before I start using agents. Or maybe tomorrow we can all go for Kiev with one agent.
Yeah.
It's like, even if you have an agent on there and he doesn't have counter ops, it's still a 50% chance of them hitting. So you can spend 10 grand and just lose an agent. But if you've got 3 on there, then you're more than likely that like 1 or even 2 will hit. I don't know if they help each other out when they're there, or if they're all independent 50-50 chances. But I've found just having 2 or 3 is a lot better than 1.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll leave my 2 on that airfield anyway, and whenever we can, let's go for Kiev and just keep taking down their air bases. But I've got another plan, and it'll be the first time I've used this unit or researched it, and I'm quite excited about it. Guess what I'm going to go for?
Heavy bomber.
Yep. How did you work that out?
Yes, we were talking about it before, weren't we?
Yeah, I guess so.
And I think it's pretty much the only thing you haven't used.
Heavy bomber can go huge distance, 1500 attack range. They can really decimate buildings, and I think I'm going to really need help taking out Russia's infrastructure, especially their air bases. Just going to give me a huge advantage, really smash down their production abilities. So that's actually going to take a couple of days, because I need to research it, then build it. I do have a level 3 airbase on the way. It's going to start in about 8 hours. I'm short of components. So actually, I guess I could do with spending the money on components.
And they got such a big range, like you can sit on any one of these airfields that you're capturing in Kazakhstan or Russia and fly all the way over to Europe to hit any other enemies.
Yeah. So depending on who starts to come after me, can start going after their infrastructure as well, because we are so far away from everyone. We're going to need it. And,
I mean, you'd think his coalition would rally behind him, but maybe they're just like they've got tunnel vision and they're focusing on their own thing right now.
Yeah, because if they send their units all the way east, they're a bit out on a limb as well, aren't they? They might want to do things closer to home, maybe even Africa.
I'm thinking it looks like the place where you're weakest right now is Iran.
Yeah.
If they were together in Bandar Abbas and then push east, they might be able to get to Hyderabad. And that could spell bad news for you. So I'd clean up close to home, Kazakhstan and Iran, and then Uzbekistan, and then keep working your way out. But I get that you want to like cripple some of Russia's cities first. That does make sense.
Yeah, absolutely. And I want to try and clean up Kazakhstan before I go into Iran, because I just want to be careful I'm not on too many wars, because I do have quite a few open at the moment. I'm with 4 wars at the minute. One of them will get tied up when China gets tied up. Another will, which is going to be a while, because they've got all that land in North Korea. And then another war will get tied up when I finish Kazakhstan. And if Russia and his coalition go against me, then that's going to be a lot of wars. So I just want to tread quite lightly. But definitely going to Iran next after I've done Kazakh, which is a huge area. It's the whole, Kyrgyzstan, Uzbekistan, all that area.
It's going to take a long time. Long time.
But look what I've done in one day.
Pretty good, yeah.
2 days. So maybe not as long as you think, and I'm just really trying to stretch out my troops as much as possible. I'll have all these little areas mopped up in between, and then I can start expanding out once some of the city sitting is finished with. Yeah, we've got some air superiority fighters just hovering over this half-finished airport that Kazakhstan's built, just in case anyone's flying anything in. But yeah, he's been a right pain. What's been going on with you, John?
I've been fighting Mongolia. I've crept into a few of his cities, and there's been like barely any resistance. He's just been messaging me, pleading me to stop because he says he took all of his troops to take on China. Well, it's not really my problem. China went after North Korea, Mongolia went after him, and then I've taken all of his home cities, so it works out quite nicely.
So are all his troops in the east? You want to watch out
I
for
think,
that?
according to him, he doesn't really have any troops left, which is quite nice to know. But if he does, then I've created this vertical line north to south, so he will have to go through my land. So I think it's quite good to split a country in half if you can do that.
Yeah.
And I'm just probably gonna take these cities to the west and then maybe clean up east. Tim, if you want to start cracking in like towards the Harbin area, I think we were saying you were going to take North and South Korea, so that would just be easy game. We'll just see how much land we can take, really. I'll see if I can have a scout around with my strike fighters, but like troops could be anywhere. I'm guessing they're just going to be sitting on his cities if he's got any left.
God, I've just realised that Russia has they've got a city southeast of Mongolia's territory, Vladivostok.
They're only ports.
My goodness me.
Probably the hardest city to defend out of any country because they're surrounded by Japan, China, North and South Korea. And all of their other cities are about a 3-day travel away.
Wow. Yeah. Oh. Yeah. Get that city. Oh, okay. What are they producing? It's petrol city. Okay, so it's not hugely useful.
Not even valuable to maintain. Like, Tim, you played Russia before and you were saying you just need to kind of accept that you're going to lose those eastern cities. Vladivostok, Novosibirsk, and most likely Yekaterinburg too. You can only really hold on to everything west of that.
Yeah.
And it looks like that's what he's done. He's fighting a war just on his western front, but we've come up behind him. And he's just not prepared.
Did everything he could to try and get us to stop, didn't he? I mean, he's
caps lock.
Well, he flew in and was defending Kazakhstan's capital with 4 troops and a combat recon. And then he sent 3 main battle tanks at me, and he's actually had troops as well. There was a troop there and a troop down here. So 2 troops. So far he's lost 6 troops, a combat recon, and 3 main battle tanks, and then had another main battle tank badly damaged. And I've had no casualties whatsoever because I've just played it a bit smarter than him. So I think he's used to just, I don't know.
It says you've had 478 casualties and he's had 8,133.
478 versus 8,000 odd.
That's
nice
pretty good.
ratio.
20 times ratio. Yeah.
Very nice.
Me in Mongolia, it's 2,000 to 9,000, so I'm still pretty happy with that.
Very nice indeed. Yeah, I mean, we'll take any of those ratios all day because those are winning ratios for sure.
Ratios.
I need to save up a few rare materials till I can start building this bomber. Oh, you've done some infrastructure. Military logistics. Very nice.
I was just getting some troops to the front line. It's a habit I've gotten into. If you got a bit of spare cash, you can build military logistics. They only take a few hours, and it's the equivalent of rushing your troops everywhere by just having the military logistics in a province. And when you've got like a massive mountainous province, I just think it's worth it.
Yeah.
And so, especially if you can suss out a common supply line, just stick it all along there, and it's just super, super useful. I had that when I was playing Finland before, and there's a lot of icy territories. I needed to get troops from the front line in Russia back to my home cities, and vice versa. And it made all the difference when we were defending Russia for a few weeks on end.
Yeah.
Made things a lot easier.
God, I can imagine. I've put in a military logistics already as well. You see the river to my sort of to the west of my capital that's got 3 choke points. I kind of intend to build up logistics all the way behind that, so I can just have one little stack, maybe in the middle, that can go sort of up or down the river and defend. I've already got a bunker in place as well, because I could see that they were looking to try and attack. Just building a big stack here. I'm actually so I'm building up a big stack, and I've got the potential now. Well, I've got 3 rocket launchers, and I've got a couple of armored fighting vehicles and a combat recon. I just need and a mechanized
Ultimately, the best
infantry.
way to move around is going to be to fly everything around, but that's not going to be a reality with a lot of our units until like a week or maybe 2 weeks from now.
Yeah, we need to upgrade them to at least level 4 for a lot of them. I nearly built my first anti-air, the chopper killer.
Oh,
So
you're doing well.
2.5 hours away.
You managing to research like a couple of things every day?
No, just one thing, pretty much.
Mm.
I'm producing now 92 rare materials an hour. So I'm getting there. I've really put a focus on it. And yeah, so I've got level 5 arms industry on the rare material city, and I've got a bunker. I've started building my first destroyer as well. I've just been really targeted with what I'm researching, and I've only really built a couple of things of each, really, except for the rockets, which I've got 3. Then loads of strike fighters. Not sure what I'll do with the destroyer. It's just going to be really nice defense, I think. Especially once I go up the coast to Iran. Don't know what Saudi Arabia is going to think of it all. Looks like they've kind of stopped.
Should we have a look at who the big players are in the game right now?
Yep.
I think Russia was up there. Oh, look. You're sitting there at the top with 32 cities.
I genuinely don't know how this has happened, because it's taking forever to get through
Give yourself
Kazakhstan.
more credit.
but I'm totally bogged down by Kazakhstan, and we're in huge areas here. I don't even know how.
You've just walked through Pakistan and Afghanistan, and there's been a few extra cities like just around your border, like Nepal and Bangladesh.
Yeah.
And Kashmir.
And
All really valuable land.
I started off with quite a few as well. 8.
Yeah.
1 or 2 more than a lot of people. So that's helped. And I counted all Russia's cities, and I counted 9, and then I couldn't find the 10th one until I saw Vladivostok.
Right.
So Russia has 10 cities. Isn't that crazy? I've taken 1 already. I'm hopefully going to take another, and then hopefully another couple. You never know your luck. If I can take out Volgograd, that's his second component city, and I think he's only got 2.
Very important target to hold as well.
Yeah, I don't know if I'll be able to hold it, but just taking it out is going to cripple his production. And yeah, just a bit worried about that airstrip. Right, players, let's have a look. So there's me at the top. There is Peru.
Rogue State. Rogue State is second in terms of cities.
Yeah. Core 31. Do they ever band together, or are they just random? Do you ever get,
Rogue State?
Yeah, do you ever get like I don't know, heavy bombers popping out? Like, you know.
No, but that would be quite cool if they kind of like leveled up if you left them for long enough.
Yeah.
On some of the other game modes, you get slightly stronger units. They usually have much higher attack than defense, and they're faster and they come out quicker. But no planes or choppers.
Okay, got Peru. Don't know if anyone ever helped them or not. Then Russia, Vietnam. I'd say you're joint first with Russia, Jonathan. And if I can take them down a peg, I'll put you up into. Let's ignore Rogue State. I'll put you up into third. Then
Very nice.
So Italy's quite powerful, and they've spread through Europe, and then United States, Ethiopia, Philippines. You're on the first page Tim, and actually Tim, once you start cracking into North South Korea, Japan, wow, you can really catapult yourself up the listings.
Yeah, I should be able to catch up. It's a little bit isolated to begin with, but
Yeah, and you
you
got
really need those cities. Good.
pretty comfortable there. I needed to get defense on each city before I could really expand properly.
Yeah.
Should we try and get like a foothold in Darwin or Derby to start
Yeah.
having a go at Australia?
Yeah, the only thing about him is that he hasn't made many moves, I don't think. So I think most of his troops will be on the cities.
All right, but has he got any air defense? I'm looking. He's building after building his level 2 naval bases everywhere. He's building level 2
army bases.
So he's going to be a while off getting any kind of anti-air. So go ahead. You see Timor-Leste, southeast of Makassar. You build an airstrip there. I could fly in some planes,
and
just take down whatever's on Darwin. And it doesn't matter what he's got around. If there's corvettes, I could take those down too. Frigates. He could have frigates, to be fair. But somehow I doubt that he does as well. And I might have like 10 troops that I could send there in a couple of days.
Oh yeah, crack in.
Just enough to get a foothold and push towards Alice Springs, which is his rare material city. We don't really want him sitting there stewing, like building up a ton of troops with this super slow strategy he's got going on. So, we'll definitely need to take him out soon.
He's taken New Caledonia, Solomon Islands. Gone for some really niche little mopping up, hasn't he? Fiji.
He hasn't touched New Zealand, which would be like the obvious choice to go and take down as well.
Yeah. Oh yeah, crack in. Well, you've got destroyers, so just harass. He's on the coast. Harass them. Destroy.
Oh yeah. That's a good shout.
One destroyer, one troop, and then when the town's cleared, just send your troop in.
Maybe you could just move a destroyer there now, and I can just take whatever's on Surabaya.
Yeah.
Yeah. Looking good.
Scout it out for a bit longer.
What's that?
I just don't really see him as a threat at all. So
it's just free land to take. It would just take quite a while to take Australia on it.
I'll take it once Makassar stops burning, because that'll free up that stack.
Yeah.
And just.
I think that could be like a little project for me over the course of the next couple of weeks. If you're not interested, if you want to focus on like North and South Korea as well, or Japan,
we'll get around to it.
Well, it'll be nice once. Maybe, do you think once you've taken Mongolia, you can send a few troops toward the western front?
All right, yeah, absolutely. Just what the most western city you've got. If you build an airport, I'll fly them in.
Oh, got airports everywhere. Yeah,
for sure. But getting air defense to the front line, that's going to take a while. Mobile SAM launcher, I think it's level 4 when they can fly. I could definitely get some troops in there if you focus on getting just SAM turrets to the front line and maybe some of your mobile anti-air. That would be super useful.
Yeah, God, all mine are so far away as well. It's going to take a while to muster up a big stack that's going to be able to survive anything out there. So, because once they're out there, that's it. They're on their own, aren't they? Pretty much, except with strike support. Yeah, this is going to be an interesting one. I've got a fair bit scattered around Kazakhstan. They'll all converge on a front going into Russia. Possibly around near where Volgograd is, actually. So yeah, that'll probably be the incursion point. Like you say, it's a really strategic point. Or from underneath.
I'd love to get some rocket launchers up there too, but it's the same story. If I want to start researching subs, then all of these are just going to be pushed back further as well. Just have to see.
I guess you could float them round, put them in a boat, and send them around the coast and then up. But I don't know what's quicker.
Yeah, that's probably right. Coming through Karachi.
And once you've taken Mongolia, there's not a lot of other options, but we will need to push the Western Front as an alliance.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
And we'll all have a nice, like, 30-odd cities by the time we start cracking into Europe.
Mm-hmm.
And then, once you start taking Europe, then you've already won the game. Usually for us, it's Asia's in the second half of the game. So we're just doing things in a different order, but things will speed up a lot later on.
Oh, enough of the coughing already. I've been tested. It's not the corona. Something at least.
Good thing it's not contagious over YouTube.
Well, you don't know what you're catching down the airwaves, mate.
Yeah.
We're all connected electronically.
Tune in every night for a new episode. Don't catch anything.
Absolutely. Any last thoughts?
Not from me. Stay healthy.
All right. Well, great episode. Join us in the next episode where we'll see what else Russia throws at me. It's going to be dirty. And we'll see if we can take any more of his cities as well. So it's goodbye from me.
From me.
Goodbye from me.
Over and out.